It's always a really special thing to be at an NDP nomination. It is. It's nice to be with fellow Social Democrats who are about to nominate a candidate who shares their values and who represents their values in an election. It's wonderful to share some time with people who are like-minded, people who are so passionate about environmental, economic, and social justice. So I always love being at nominations, no matter where they are, when they are, and no matter who it is. This nomination is different. This time, it's personal. Back in 2010, I was fresh into my first term as Member of Parliament for Halifax. I had recently been appointed the health critic by Jack Layton. Judy Washalisa-Lease was our long-serving health critic, and she had stepped down from Parliament to go out and seek other adventures. And Jack asked me to fill in that role. And I was working in my office one day. I was alone in the office, and I was working away, and the phone rang. Now, hundreds of miles away in northern Saskatchewan, a woman named Monika Dutt was working as the Deputy Medical Officer of Health and a family doctor, and she decided she wanted to take a year leave from work to have some experiences. And she decided that she wanted to spend time on Parliament Hill and learn about the ins and outs of policy making. As somebody who was working in public health, Monika was seeing day in and day out the impacts of policy on her communities. She saw the reality of trickle-down economics and the inequality that it creates, and the impact of poverty on people's health. She saw that because we have failed to realize pharmacare in Canada, that people were making decisions between eating or buying their medications. So she wanted to learn about how we could change those policies, and she wanted to learn about it from the inside. So she decided to call the NDP health critic and see if she could volunteer in her office. So there I am in my office, alone, and the phone rings, and so I answered it. And Monika asked, I'm calling, I'm a medical officer of health in northern Saskatchewan, and I wonder if Ms. Leslie would be interested in taking a volunteer. And I was like, oh yeah, this is Megan. And Monika was like, oh, really? You just answer your own phone? And she didn't expect me to answer my own phone. I didn't expect a medical officer of health to want to volunteer full-time in my office for 4 months. So we were equally as surprised in that phone call. I was kind of like, oh, yeah, I'm sure we can find some room for you. I'm sure we can make this work.
She talked with me for quite a while before saying she was Megan. So she let me just kind of go on about how much I loved her and how I wanted to work. And then she said, this is Megan.
I was so excited. That was the beginning of our friendship, but it has been so much more than a friendship. It has been an education. When Monika was working in my office, she was working on a project associated with a private member's bill that I had about suicide prevention. I got interested in the idea of suicide prevention when I read an article about a young boy on a First Nation who died by suicide, 8 years old. And so we developed a private member's bill about suicide prevention, and within a few weeks of being in my office, Monika had developed a website. She had done a Facebook page with regular updates on the status of the bill. She had gotten us an endorsement from the Canadian Association of Psychiatrists, and she was lining up municipalities and mayors who were passing resolutions at their local councils in support of the bill. She was a whirlwind. And that example illustrates Monika's strengths. She took an issue that she was passionate about, she applied her competence, her incredible work ethic. She was able to build relationships with people across the country to impress on them the importance of a bill like this. And she mastered how to communicate effectively, simply, in plain language, and inspire people to take this on as a national issue. I'm sure you've seen that kind of whirlwind of competence and passion here in your community. I know that Madonna, as Monika's nominator, will talk about her impact on the local scene in Cape Breton. But I know you've also seen Monika's work at the national level and her impact at the national level as well. Her work with the Broadbent Institute, with Doctors for Medicare. She is a national voice. Now remember when Tommy Douglas, he ushered in Medicare, right? And so you go to the hospital, you go see your doctor, you don't have to get out your checkbook. We all know that story. We're so proud of that story as Democrats. But that was supposed to be the first stage of Medicare. Going to see the doctor and not paying for it was the first stage of Medicare. There was supposed to be a second and third stage. The second stage was supposed to be pharmacare, that if you need access to medications, you don't have to pay for them. The third stage was supposed to be long-term care and home care, so that you could get the kind of care that you need where you need it. But we never got there. Imagine how our lives would change if we could work towards that second stage and that third stage of Medicare. If we had an affordable drug strategy. We know how to do this. We just have to have the political will to do it. That is exactly the kind of advocacy work that Monika has been doing with Doctors for Medicare. And that's the kind of activist role that she has taken on with the Canadian Medical Association. And both of those organizations are now endorsing national pharmacare programs. And she has been a part of that. Imagine if we could do it. We can do it. And we will do it. And I want, more than anything, I want Monika Dutt's voice at that table. Voice in the House of Commons. You know, yeah. Obviously, you know Monika's a really exciting candidate, but like she's kind of the talk of the province in progressive circles right now. Everybody's saying, "Oh, did you hear Monika Dutt's running? Did you? I heard a rumor. Did you hear the rumor?" So she is the caliber of candidate that riding associations dream of. So we're really excited, Monika, that you're taking this this bold step, and frankly, we're grateful to you as well. Thank you for doing this. She is going to need our help. She needs us to knock on doors. She needs us to put up signs. She needs us to find people in the community that want to take signs. She needs us to donate. She needs us to hold meet and greets in your neighborhood. She might even need the occasional lovely, tasty vegetarian meal delivered to her house so she can keep campaigning and not worry about making dinner. So let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get this job done. We can do this. Let's give Monika all of our support, turn Sydney Victoria orange, and elect Monika Dutt the next MP for Sydney Victoria.